Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and that is just talking about my luxury must-have products. These are products that are spency, a luxury price point, but I think they're truly worth the splurge. So I'm going to have a mix of products, mostly beauty products, and then a couple other products thrown in there, and I am wearing a lot of them today. So if you just want to treat yourself or you've been eyeing any of these products, because let's be honest, sometimes you splurge and you don't end up loving what you picked up. So hopefully this video will be helpful for you guys. I will link everything that I share down below in the description box, as well as all of the other makeup that I am wearing. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. And if you're excited about this video, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get into my must-have luxury products. So I want to start out with something that you can see me wearing right now, and I'm so excited about this partnership. I wanted to say thank you to Ideal Diamonds for working with me on this portion of today's video. I am wearing a few of their pieces, these earrings, this necklace, you guys. The quality and the design is so stunning on these pieces. So if you've not heard of them, Ideal Diamonds was created by a woman in Belgium that believes in clean luxury, creating traceable, sustainable, crafted pieces. So Ideal Diamonds does use lab-created diamonds, which is overall just more sustainable and more eco-friendly, and their pieces are to die for. Every piece is made from traceable, solid 14 karat gold. You can shower, work out, never take your jewelry off, which is important to me because I am more of a convenience type of girl, and they believe in transparency. Everything is done in-house, so each piece passes through 9 sets of hands before it gets packed up and shipped out within 24 hours with a handwritten note, and 90% of the employees at Ideal are women. I just feel like there's something about a woman's touch. So I want to start out with my necklace, and I'm going to put close-ups on the screen. How gorgeous is this necklace? So you can adjust this to make it tighter, which I prefer, or you can have it hang a little bit lower. It is so sparkly and beautiful, solid 14 karat gold with the lab created diamonds. I'm just absolutely in love with this, and it's just so high quality, but dainty at the same time. And then the ear cuff. I am not an ear cuff girl because I don't have piercings up here on my ears. I just cannot be bothered now that I'm a little bit older. I don't want to go through the healing process and sleeping on my pillow. This is just perfect if you want to play around with something really blingy, but you don't want to have a piercing at the top of your ear. I just feel like this is cool girl. I feel like the hot girl Instagram sort of vibe right now, just wearing these beautiful pieces. I'm so excited to have them in my collection. And then the star of the show, these earrings are so beautiful, but they are really unique because Ideal has a modular design with a lot of their pieces, which is really innovative. It's not something I've seen with other jewelry brands. And essentially you start off with the stud that you like. So this would be the main piece, which is just the diamond stud. They have different sizes as well. And then you can add on these little pieces to make each of your jewelry pieces special, create different looks. So I think that's really interesting. So it's a 2-for-1 essentially. This could be just a stud, but then you can add on this second piece and really bling it out. And they have so many different designs to choose from. You could really create endless looks. So I just love that versatility. It really just makes something timeless, which I think is important when we're talking about luxury purchases. So I just love their brand concept. I love the women empowerment, and I love that they just make diamonds accessible. They have jewelry at every price point. So they also do have a loyalty program. You get exclusive access to savings up to 20% off, and every dollar you spend, you get 1 point, and then you can convert those points into your next diamond purchase. So I love that. They also gave me a discount code, which I was really excited about. So you can use my code BabsBeauty10 to get 10% off. And then if you sign up to the loyalty program, it's like a 2-for-1. You're going to save even more. So of course I will have each of the pieces that I'm wearing linked down below, as well as my code and the link to sign up for the loyalty program. Thank you to Ideal for working with me on this portion of the video. I am just thrilled with this jewelry, and I cannot wait to add more to my collection. This next product came to mind immediately when I was thinking about my favorite luxury products. I have two different versions, but speaking of lasting for years, I originally purchased this brush from Sonia G. I want to say it's been 4 years. It could be even longer. And then I have the newer version here that is at least 2 years old. These brushes are so special. And I'm not just saying Sonia G brushes, I'm talking about this specific brush. So the original brush is the Face One Buffer Pro. This has never left my top drawer. It is the perfect brush to set your face with powder, smooth over everything. Something about this flat top that is just perfect for blending everything together. It is a brush that I truly have never taken out of my top drawer. I love this so much. I purchased backups. I think I own 3 of these now. It is my favorite powder brush, hands down, out of my entire collection. And these are super high quality, but they are a luxury price point. This one is worth it. And then this one, if you have a smaller face or you prefer a smaller, more detailed version, this is the Smooth Buffer. So it's basically the same, just a smaller version. I love them both. I just feel like this is so soft. It's not too densely packed, and it just blends powder beautifully. So I use this to set my face, to touch up, to just blend everything in. And this brush is truly worth the investment. I have used this for literally years, washed it a million times, and it is still as pristine as ever. So definitely recommend this. Speaking of loving something for years, this palette has been so beat up, and I wanted to just go over it quickly because it truly is giving me my money's worth. This is the Dior Backstage Highlighting Palette, the original. So I am actually hitting pan on the gold, and I have been, and then I did lose a little chunk of this shade here, but this has been used and abused. This palette is so stunning. It has a gorgeous formula that just gives you the most beautiful glow. No glitter. I will say this is the only one that I think is worth it. The other versions I did not care for. They didn't have the same formula. If you want that super high shine, almost like Reezy ABH highlight, this is the one for you. I have used this and used it and used it. It is always in my top drawer, never leaves. I just think this was something that was pretty much made for me. I love this so much, and I do not regret that purchase. And then if you like that same vibe, I feel the same about these Tom Ford highlighters. Tom Ford, baby. Tom Ford really came through with these highlighters. One of them is more of a pink tone, and this one is stunning. It is like a pinky, beautiful highlight, but it's not too pink, so it's still wearable. The formula is pretty much identical to the one in the Dior. This one is maybe a little bit more creamy, but the effect is the same. Just beautiful shine, but no powderiness. I have used this one to tears, okay? I've gone in here. I do like more of a kind of like neutral gold highlight, but these, again, never left my top drawer. Started out with the champagne one, went back in for the rose one. You cannot go wrong with either of these. No glitter chunks, just stunning, no fallout. I just cannot recommend both of these highlighting formulas enough. So you know what? Luxury brands know how to do highlighter. And along with highlighter, another category that I feel like luxury beauty just really smashes it for me is blush. So I have to start out with these Luminous Silk Cheek Tints from Armani. This is such a gorgeous formula. I have it on my cheeks right now, and then I also use it as lipstick. I use the shade that is this baby pink, probably the most, but I use it as a mixer. This formula is not sticky, it's not heavy, it's not sheer, but it's not too pigmented. It blends beautifully. It's so easy to work with. It's just so lightweight, and then it works with powder beautifully. It never lifts, never skips, never gets patchy. I just love this formula so much so that I went back and got another of the pink to have in my purse for my lips, because you can also use this product on your lips. It is just so sheer, and it just gives you that really beautiful, almost like neon sort of look, even though it doesn't have a glow to it. So it doesn't enhance your texture. This is one of my favorite releases of blushes of the year. I was gonna say of the year. We're in 2025. So of last year, I have purchased every single shade. I think I own every shade but one that's really dark, and I purchased them. I love them so much. And if you're more of a powder type of person, these are so worth the splurge. These are the YSL Make Me Blush. So I am wearing a little bit of this shade called Restless Rose on top of my Armani liquid blush. This is so gorgeous. These have intense pigmentation, but they're so buttery and they don't enhance your texture. They have some that have a shimmer. So if you want more of like that satin shimmery vibe, I'm gonna swatch it right here. You can get that, but it's very sophisticated. Sort of like the Kosas baked blushes, but even smoother, more finely milled. They just make your cheeks glow. They're so beautiful. The packaging is stunning. And then they do also have matte shades as well. So if you are someone that prefers matte shades, you definitely have that option. I have purchased 5 of these because I love them that much. When I love something, I'm gonna go back for more, and I want every shade. So highly recommend this formula if you're looking for a beautiful, creamy, pigmented, smooth blush. This is chef's kiss. They really did a good job on this. Next, I want to rave about this product that's fairly new to me, but I think it's just so universal. You can really use it in so many different ways. So I find myself packing it when I am leaving and keeping it top drawer just for every day. So this is from Merit, and this is their Minimalist. And it's not really a concealer. It's not a foundation. It kind of is just a multi-purpose stick. So I have the shade here, Sandstone. I also use a deeper shade called Bisque, but I want to pick up one for bronzer as well, because you can use this as concealer, you can use it as foundation, you can use it as bronzer, you can put it on your lids, and it's just so creamy without being heavy or greasy. It blends super easily, and I like that it's buildable. So if you want more of a sheer coverage, you can just do a couple swipes and blend it in with your fingertips. But if you want to build coverage, which I do because I have redness, it really has the versatility to do that. So I appreciate this product because it is something that I would reach for mostly when I'm not on camera, just in my everyday life. And I think it truly does kind of fit the bill for multiple different categories. If you were somebody that traveled, or you just like to have a really minimal makeup collection, this is something that you could use for multiple steps and not have to like clutter up your bag. So really, really loving this. This formula is beautiful, and I think it would work for pretty much every skin tone as well. And while we're on the topic of skin, I have a couple skincare products that I have to rave about. So this first one is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base. I recently talked about this because I actually used an entire jar of this. I used to use it under my eyes and just on my lids before I went in with my eyeshadow primer. And I didn't really realize how much I love this until I ran out. So I switched to another brand, and I've just been having so many issues with dry eyelids and just flaky skin. So I repurchased this, and it is so worth the money. So the interesting thing is I don't really love the face base. I just think it's a little bit heavy and it really doesn't do anything crazy for my skin. But something about this eye base, it's so lightweight yet hydrating, so it doesn't add like a thick sticky layer, but it just has like deep hydration. When you apply it, there's like an obvious glow to it, but it's thin when you feel it, but it doesn't irritate my eyes. I wear contacts. My eyes get really irritated with a lot of eye creams. Like I feel like they get into my eyes and my vision gets blurry. This just stays where it's at, and it lays beautifully under makeup. So I apply this to my lids before I put my concealer on, and then I go in with my eyeshadow. And I've had this back in my collection just for a week or so, and I'm so thankful because truly being without this wrecked my eyelids, plus that it's been like 5 degrees here. But this truly is something that I didn't want to spend the money on, but once I realized how much my skin was suffering without using it, I immediately added it to cart, and it will always be in my collection now. The other 2 skincare products that I have to rave about are products that I just have been using for years. So I want to start out with my Zip. So this is the old version. This is a microcurrent device, and I purchased this probably 3 years ago. It could have been longer, honestly. And this is kind of like the new face. It really sculpts the face. I like to use it for my jawline area. And lately I have really been using this because I've been struggling with my neck and my traps being really tight. I actually have a dry needling appointment after this video, so I'm hoping to get some relief, but I am so tense and tight on this side that I actually started noticing like my muscles were pulling down this side of my face. So it was really making me feel self-conscious, and I was trying to figure out, you know, what's going on. I've been to the doctor and all those things. But in the meantime, to get ready to film and not feel so self-conscious, I really have been using this just to tighten everything up. It really helps with asymmetry as well. You know, everybody's face is different. Nobody has a perfectly symmetrical face, but I noticed that when I was having issues on this side, I would just do more reps and really tone this side up, and it just made me feel more even and confident. So this is a tool that I have had in my collection, like I said, for years now, and I would absolutely repurchase this if mine died, but it's still going strong. So this is something I recommend if you like to have something that picks you up, maybe for special occasions, or if you're going to be getting photos done, something like that. This is the perfect tool because within 5 minutes, you can see a noticeable difference. So I use this just, you know, in times when I really want to get everything snatched, or I feel like my face is looking a little bloated or anything like that. And then I have to rave about this. And this isn't particular to only this mask, but if you have not tried an LED mask, you guys, I'm telling you, it is the biggest change in my skin compared to any other skincare product. If I had to get rid of all of my skincare and just keep a moisturizer and a cleanser, this would be my third product. So this is from Eye Restore, and I just love this one because it has the built-in eye protection. So I can wear this while I'm doing things. I do also love the Current Body, but I have the old version of the mask. It does bother my eyes if I don't cover them. So I find myself having to, you know, lay down and cover my eyes before I use it. Although I do think that Cheryl told me their new version has eye protection as well. So it doesn't really matter what brand, because I use different brands depending on if I'm laying down, depending on if I'm doing things, just depending on my mood. So this one I like to use when I have acne because this actually has blue light mixed in. So I can use the red light and the blue light and kind of target my acne. Let's say it's like around that time of the month. And I like that I can get things done with this because I don't have to protect my eyes. But just in general, LED masks, even your skin tone, they help with redness, which is my number one thing. They just soften your wrinkles. Everything just looks more uniform and even. And this one you do 3 to 5 times a week for 10 minutes. I think that's pretty standard, 10-minute time, 3 to 5 times a week. And it is something that I notice. Like when I don't keep up with it, I notice my skin's flaring. I notice that it just looks overall more ruddy and red. So I immediately pull out my mask. So this is a game changer. If you really want to invest in your skincare, really LED light therapy is incredible. So for the Eye Restore, I do have a code. I'm not sure if it's still in use or still active, but I will put it down below and on the screen. It's like $200 off. And then for Current Body, I have a code. I want to say 10 or 15% off. I'll put it down below because I really can't remember, but I recommend them both just depending on, you know, your needs. And then Zip, I have a 10% off code as well. But again, I purchased this years ago and it's still kicking, and I really believe in these. I also really love like the Nira laser. That's for more like targeted wrinkles, but these two are my most used, can't be without, just like every day. I have to have them by my bedside because they really do come in clutch when I need them. Next, I want to rave about this brand that I've already talked about before, but I got more products from them and I just love everything I've tried. So this is from a brand that I saw on TikTok, and the brand is called Cycler. So they have these really luxurious, gorgeous smelling body washes, and they have new scents. This one is Vanilla Verve. So I haven't used this yet, but my husband bought it for me for Christmas because I purchased a couple of these body washes, fell in love with them, and asked for them for Christmas. So he did come in clutch and get those for me. And then I also have this Sacred Santal body cream, and I love both of these products. They smell incredible, but what makes the body wash special is it's so thick. It kind of has this like syrupy, sticky feel to it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you. But it has a really like sticky glycerin feel to it, so it lathers beautifully. So I use like 3 pumps to do my entire body. And I did purchase my first bottle, I wanna say like 2 or 3 months ago, and I am almost out of it in the original scent, which was Sacred Santal. That was the first body wash I tried. So it is pricey, but they do last. And this was the newest scent and it smells so good. This is kind of giving me like Fleur replica sort of vibe in terms of the scents, like more sophisticated. There's not really like young fruity scents. They're more of like grown-up luxury type of scents. So I love this. I cannot wait to try this. And then this is so delicious. This is in the Sacred Santal, and I love this cream because it's hydrating, but it's thin. So I don't feel like it's a sticky layer hanging on my skin. Like, you know, one of those when you put it on, you can't get dressed. I don't like that, but the scent lingers. So this mixed with the body wash is so delicious. So I've really been enjoying this brand. I've went back multiple times to try more scents, and I'm excited to keep exploring them. But I think that the amount you get plus the scents and then the experience of using the products definitely makes them luxury, and I think it's worth the splurge. And the last product that I wanted to mention is something that I have loved since I would say last year, towards the end of the year. And this is more of a seasonal product, but I think it's still available. And this is the Big Daddy Sniff Candle, but in this specific scent. So this is Half Baked Pumpkin Smash. You guys, first of all, this is gorgeous. It's huge. It is so delicious and it burns forever. But look at the damage that we have done. This candle is definitely an investment, but I'm telling you, it will last for the entire season and then some. And it has an incredible throw. It burns evenly and it just smells delicious. Every time I've had this candle burning, like for Thanksgiving or when we had people over towards the end of last year, every single time people were like, what is that smell? It smells so good. What candle is that? And every single time it was this candle. There's something special about this. They also have like an apple cider one that we are currently burning right now just because it's a little bit warmer. I mean, I don't know. It gets to be 30 degrees and I act like, you know, it's summer, but we are burning that right now because we have showed so much love to this one, but it is worth the splurge. I feel like what's the sense in buying a, you know, $35, $40 really small candle that's not going to give a good throw, not going to last a while. This one is definitely worth just getting the Big Daddy because I love it so much. And I do have my eye on, they have like a newer one that's like, I don't know, it's like a chocolate raspberry, more of like a Valentine one. And I'm kind of eyeing it because I want to know if the throw is going to be just as good as this candle. And this candle truly is all you need. Like this candle is pretty much what we burned the entire fall and Christmas season. So it's definitely worth it. It would be a beautiful gift for someone. So highly recommend that. I just had to shout it out. It's usually downstairs, so I had to like lug it up here for this video, but it was definitely worth it because this is one of my favorite, actually like probably like my top 3 favorite candles I've ever owned. All right, guys, so I think that is everything that I wanted to mention for today's video. These are just products that I have been loving, stuff that I really immediately thought of when I was thinking of luxury splurges that I think are worth it. I didn't want to go on too long because I do like other luxury makeup products, but these were the ones that like really were standing out to me that I thought of immediately, or just products that I feel like don't get enough hype, hidden gems, things that I use a lot of time, honestly, not on camera. And I just cannot wait to get more pieces from Ideal. I think these jewelry pieces are so pretty. Like, I just am so in love with them. I'm so glad that I got to try them, and I'm excited to really browse the website more. So I will link them down below, as well as my code to get 10% off. Highly recommend checking out their website. You're gonna fall in love. And then I will link everything else that I talked about today down below in my description box. I wanna know, what are your luxury favorites? I always wanna know what products are really worth it to you. I love hearing your guys' feedback, so leave that in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. As always, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.